Okay, we will start with the general characters of protozoa and its classification. So, as you know, kingdom Animalia, it is divided broadly into two groups: protozoa, metazoa. So, metazoa starts from Porifera up to Hemichordata that we have already studied. So, now we will be focusing on the protozoa. Proto means initially, primitive, zoa means animal, so it includes the primitive animals. So protozoans, they are microscopic, acellular, that is they are made up of only a single cell, and they are eukaryotic animalcules. Okay, they could be solitary or they could be found in colonies, and they are found in aquatic medium, or most of them are found as parasites. So this phylum Protozoa, it was first discovered by A.V. Leeuwenhoek under his simple microscope in 1672, and the term was coined by Goldfuss in 1809. So these are the peculiar characters of the phylum Protozoa. These are acellular with protoplasmic grade of organization. Division of labor is seen among the various cell organelles that are present in the cell, and the locomotion, for locomotion there could be pseudopodia, or there could be flagella or cilia. So these are locomotory organelles that are present in this group, in this phylum. Nutrition, it could be holozoic or saprozoic or parasitic, and a very few are autotroph, for example volvox. Presence of one or more contractile vacuole is there in case of freshwater protozoan for osmoregulation, and they could undergo asexual reproduction by binary fission or multiple fission, or they could undergo sexual reproduction by conjugation, autogamy, or endomixis. All freshwater and many parasitic protozoan, they undergo a very important process, encystment, that means formation of a cyst wall around itself for dispersal and perennation to tide over the unfavorable condition. The parasitic forms shows the process of encystment, that is formation of a hard covering cyst wall. So now we will start with the classification of protozoa. So this phylum Protozoa, it is divided into four subphylum: Sarcomastigophora, Sporozoa, Cnidospora, and Coeliophora, mainly on the basis of organelles of locomotion, nucleus, habitat, reproduction mode, and spore formation. So in Sarcomastigophora, pseudopodia or flagella or both are present. Organelles of locomotion, they are absent in sporozoans, cnidospores, and Coeliophora. Nucleus is monomorphic, means single type of nucleus is there, monomorphic, and in Coeliophora it's dimorphic. Example is Paramecium in case of Coeliophora. So it has got two nuclei. And then the habitat, Sarcomastigophora, they could be free living or parasitic. Sporozoans, they all are parasite. Cnidospores, they are parasite. And Coeliophora, they could be free living or parasitic. Reproduction, sexual reproduction, it is absent in Sarcomastigophora. It's syngamy, fusion of gametes, syngamy in Cnidospora, and it is mainly conjugation, autogamy, or endomixis in Coeliophora. Spore formation, spores are not formed in Sarcomastigophora. Sporozoans, in sporozoan infective spores are formed, for example sporozoites. In Cnidospora, spores are formed, and in Coeliophora, spores are not formed. Now we will have a brief look on the classification. So this is the phylum Protozoa. It is divided into four subphylum: Sarcomastigophora, Sporozoa, Cnidospora, and Coeliophora. Okay, so this first subphylum, Sarcomastigophora, it has got three superclasses, that is Mastigophora, Opalinata, and Sarcodina. So this Mastigophora, it is further divided into, it has got further two classes, that is Phytomastigophora and Zoomastigophora. And the example, so from Phytomastigophora's example is Euglena volvox, and Leishmania and Giardia are the example of Zoomastigophora. So this phylum, it has got 4 subphylums: Sarcomastigophora, Sporozoa, Cnidospora and Celiophora. Sarcomastigophora has got 3 superclasses: Mastigophora, Apollinata and Sarcodina. Mastigophora, it has got 2 classes, that is Phytomastigophora and Zoomastigophora. Apollinata, example is Apollina, and Sarcodina, example Sarcodina, it has 2 subclasses, Rhizopodia and Actinopodia. Example of Rhizopodia is amoeba and entamoeba, and Actinopodia is Actinophrix and Pseudospora. So this is all about first subphylum, that is Sarcomastigophora. Okay, second subphylum is Sporozoa. So general characters of this Sarcomastigophora or Mastigophora is like their body is covered with pellicle. The locomotory organelles that are present are generally flagella, and here asexual reproduction occurs by binary fission. So these 2 Phytomastigophora, as the name is indicating, phyto means plant, so they bear chromatophore having chlorophyll, and they are autotrophic in their mode of nutrition. Example is Euglena and Volvox, that you already know. And this Zoomastigophora doesn't contain any chlorophyll, and the nutrition over here is holozoic or saprozoic. Reserve food material is glycogen. They may have 1 to many flagella. Okay, Apollinata, the organism belonging to this superclass Apollinata, they are mostly living, they mostly are commensals or parasites in the gut of anurans, that means amphibians. And their body is covered by oblique rows of cilia, and they undergo asexual reproduction by binary fission or syngamy. Sexual reproduction occurs by anisogamy. Third is this Sarcodina. The locomotion in this organism that belongs to this class Sarcodina, that occurs by pseudopodia. You all are aware with amoeba. And the body is amoeboid without definite pellicle, and nutrition is holozoic or saprozoic, and okay, these are the general characters. After this we will now move to next subphylum, that is Sporozoa. So this Sporozoa, the animal that belongs to this Sporozoa subphylum, they're exclusively endoparasites, and special locomotory, being parasite, they do not require to move. Their locomotory organelles, they are absent. Sometimes pseudopodia may be present only for ingestion of their food. So these sporozoids, they bear a special kind of spores known as sporozoids or merozoites in their life history. So this Sporozoa, it has got 3 classes, that is Teleosporia, Toxoplasmia and Haplosporia. This Teleosporia, the sporozoids, they are long in these animals. Reproduction is both sexual and asexual, and mostly they are blood and gut parasite of vertebrates. And sexual reproduction occur by isogamy or anisogamy. Its main example is Monocystis and Plasmodium. Then second class is Toxoplasmia. In this class, reproduction occurs only by the asexual method, and spores are absent. Example is Toxoplasma. Next class is Haplosporia. So its main example is Haplosporidium. The spores in this class are amoeboid, and reproduction is only asexual type, occurring through multiple fission. So this is all about the second subphylum, that is Sporozoa. Third subphylum is Cnidospora. So this Cnidospora, the animal belonging to this phylum, they are also parasitic, and special kind of locomotory organelles, they are again absent in this subphylum, and spores, they are present with 1 or more polar filament, What are polar filament? They are the special and unique feature of these animals. So when these spores infect the host, the polar filaments are discharged and they get attached to the host tissue. So they help in attachment with the host. This subphylum, it has two classes, that is Myxosporidia and Microsporidia. Example of Myxosporidia is Myxidium, and example of Microsporidia is Nosema. Myxosporidia, the spores of these animals, they're large and developed from several nuclei. They are generally extracellular parasites. And Microsporidia, the spores in this class, they are small and they are developed from only one nucleus. Okay, so this is all about Cnidosporia. And last subphylum is Celiophora. So it has only one class, that is Ciliata, which has got further four subclasses, that is Holotrichia, Peritrichia, Suctoria and Spirotrichia. Okay, Celiophora, they are complex. Among all the protozoans, they are found to be the most complex. The locomotory organelles of all the animal in this subphylum, they are cilia, as the name is indicating, ciliata. They bear cilia present all over the body, and that's a locomotory organelle. They cilia, they help in feeding at some stage of the life cycle in the animal. And in this group, in this class, nucleus are dimorphic. Nucleus is dimorphic, that is two type of nucleus is present, micro and mega. One is smaller in size and another one is larger in size. So macronucleus is vegetative and polyploid, and micronucleus, it is reproductive and diploid. Asexual reproduction, so it shows both kind of reproduction, sexual and asexual. Asexual reproduction occur by binary fission, and sexual reproduction occur by conjugation. So it has got only one class, Ciliata. So I think this is all about so this is a simplified version of the classification of protozoa. Again I'm repeating, protozoa, it has got four subphylums, Sarcomastigophora, Sporozoa, Cnidospora and Celiophora. Sarcomastigophora, further three superclasses, Mastigophora, Opalinita, Sarcodina. Mastigophora has got two classes, Phyto and Zoomastigophora. Opalinita and Sarcodina. So Sporozoa, it has three subclasses, Teleospora, Toxoplasma and Haplosporia. Cnidospora has two classes, Myxosporidia, Microsporidia, and Celiophora has only one class, Ciliata, which has further four subclasses, Holotrichia, Peritrichia, Suctoria and Spirotrichia. So this is all about the classification of protozoa. Next is its general characters of protozoa, that I will be taking in next video.